And today we have some more bad news and good news. The first piece of bad news is the same one than 2 weeks ago. It's taking me more than 2 weeks to make a video. And this looks like a perfect place to try a little planet. So there we go. And when you do that, people look at you like you are mad. For good reason. One piece of good news is actually Tamara Gabriel's latest video on the DJI Osmo Action 3. Because now, to me, that's the golden standard of how good the image quality of the Action 3 can be. Tamara's video looks gorgeous. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. And if you haven't subscribed, please go and do so. Now, the piece of bad news. I've been saying that my DJI Osmo Action 3 is good enough. And I kind of was. And I kind of was okay with it. But once I saw Tamara's video, my definition of good enough changed drastically. Because I know that even if it was good enough, it could be much, much better. In practice, it means that my DJI Osmo Action 3 is right now on its way to the Netherlands to hopefully get replaced by one of these awesome units that we know that they work. So what are we using today? That would be the next piece of good news. This is the Insta360 X3. And maybe let's make a little planet out of this place, which might be all white, but let's see. All one, all two, all 1, 2, 3. The microphones are up there right now, but I'm wearing the DJI mic, which is recording on my chest, so hopefully it's fine. Now the challenge, let's go back. The challenge is I have no idea what I'm doing. I haven't edited any 360 videos yet. So me recording this whole vlog with an Insta360 camera is a bit of a wishful thinking. So if you are seeing the video, that would be a piece of good news. And if the video didn't make it, that would have been bad news. But if you're watching it, I guess it's good news. Since there's no one coming, and we have the telepod, let's put this on the ground and let's take a walking by shot. Well, this is the kind of shot that usually people have to come here, do this walking bit, turn the camera around, do the other walking bit, and now we just did it at once. Did it work? Let's go pick the camera. And here's the butt of the camera. There's another tally light. Oh, that's nice. It has 2 lights that confirm that we are recording. How about that? Anywho, did you get your Action 3 replaced? Did you get a cool replacement? Or have you given up? I haven't. And once again about the Osmo Action 3, I made that video in the studio or in the room where I usually make the videos, declaring my Osmo Action 3 good enough. And there was a mixed bag of comments. People totally agreeing that yes, it's good enough, and some people saying that no, it's definitely blurry. And well, the definition of good enough, as I said, has changed because of Tamara's video, and I really hope that I get one of the newer units. I can't tell exactly which are the good units or not. Mine was from September of 2022. Based on some comments in some other videos, it seems that the units fabricated after November this year, those seems to be okay. So let's see what I'm gonna get. I know of some people, based on the comments on several videos, that they needed several replacements before they got a good unit. But it seems that once people get a good unit, they're happy with it. and the image quality comparison with the GoPros is not anymore so drastic. I'm having troubles to know whether I should be looking into the lens or forward or where. One reason to look forward is that these lenses are not covered and they are not replaceable, or they don't have a replaceable lens cover like the Osmo Action 3 does. That would be the piece of bad news of this Insta360 X3. I have to be really, really careful because of the snow, as you can see around. Hopefully I'm showing you around because I learned how to edit this 360 footage. The snow is weighing a lot on the branches everywhere, which means that everything is really low and I have to duck. And I'm not very agile, I'm pretty big and I'm getting old. So ducking is not so much fun. So this branch is gonna snap back. Not upwards, not upwards, not upwards. Okay, we're fine. And let's continue. And the snow, come on, this is a piece of good news. It snowed some weeks ago in November and it stayed. Now it's getting a little bit warmer. We have 0 degrees Celsius, which is worrying me a little bit because it means that this is going to either start melting or start compacting. If it melts away, it's gonna suck because then everything gets really dark. Definitely bad news. If it starts compacting, then the snow becomes super heavy and it's a pain to watch the driveway or just the path going home. Okay. Also walking on wet snow. It's uncomfortable. Oh. Uncomfortable. And potentially unhealthy. My feet get wet. Let's go back to the path. But it might be that this year in Finland we do have a white Christmas. That would be nice. Question for experienced vloggers with 360 cameras. How do you hold this thing and where are you pointing the lens? Because I find myself wanting to sort of try to frame, which should be pointless and silly with a 360 camera, but I'm still trying to do that. And I'm afraid that I should keep it exactly in the same position all the time. I'm, by the way, using a non-compliant selfie stick. This is the Joby Teleport Pro. Just okay-ish, it's kind of on the flimsy side and it's not too long. This is about 70 centimeters or so. Is it that coming? Or so. Oh, let's try the DaVinci Resolve voice isolation. Can you just hear me? Can you hear anything else? If you can only hear me, it means that it's working, because those dogs are barking just right behind me and I want to go away of their way. Because they're tiny dogs and tiny dogs are crazy. Branches, let's duck, let's duck, let's duck. All right. Next branches, I'm not gonna duck, I'm gonna go around and potentially get my feet wet. So, how do you hold this? And I was talking about the selfie sticks. Insta360 have the 70 centimeters, which should be about this size, hopefully less flimsy. They have a longer one and they have a massively long 3-meter pole thing. So I need to decide which one to use. I'm curious to see whether you need the official one or does this already work, and the 360 magic stitching, it's also getting rid of this one. I don't know. All right. Once again, I don't know where I'm pointing the camera, but the ace is beautiful. It is beautiful. The bad news of not being so cold weather once again is that the first thing that goes away is the snow from the trees. And now, as you can see, let's do a mini planet again, or just, okay, not mini planet, but I'm holding it up here. All of this that you can see, hopefully I'm just rotating the view or something fancy. It's beautiful. If all of this drops, the snow is on the ground, that's all still somewhat okay, but not having the snow on the trees makes them gray, dull, and somewhat depressing. And that's the problem that we usually have in Finland in November and beginning of December. It's really, really dark. We have about 5 hours of sunlight. I'm gonna put quotation marks because I don't know if you can see this can I point to the sky? Now I'm trying to virtually point at the sky. We have had for the last 2 weeks only half a day of sunlight. That we have seen actually the sun. For the rest of the time, it's this, I would call it the world's largest light diffuser. It's basically one massive, ginormous gray cloud. And if that's just gray and everything else is dark, it's just not nice. So, good news, snow is here. Today I'm rambling a lot, but as I said, I really don't have time to write scripts anymore. So maybe I should put some nice music and do some 360 editing now. And I'm ducking again. And let's go. Go up. Got where the branch is. And I mentioned that my Osmo Action 3 is on its way to the Netherlands. What I'm curious is when will I get a replacement. I just sent it in the beginning of December, second week. And I'm pretty sure that it's not going to make it before Christmas. But it's okay, it's okay. We got the Insta360 X3. I still have the Action 2. The replacement that I got, so it works. So we're fine. And I can take out the ZV-1 if I really need to. But I'm looking forward to get it back. I got a comment in my last video of somebody appreciating the pace of my videos, and that's really great because they are much slower paced than many other vloggers that know what they're doing. I'm mostly winging it, just walking around, trying actually to see what direction is my house, because now I'm a bit lost here in the woods. And hopefully you can still hear me well with the DJI mic. Actually, a question, let's try this now. Now let's switch to the Insta360 X3 microphones. How does the X3 microphone sound? Now this is about, a little bit over half a meter from me, which is I guess how I should be holding it anyway. This is how far I usually keep cameras. And now let's go back to the DJI mic. It should be much better, but I'm curious to see how the Insta360 X3 sounds, because in most videos that I've seen, it sounded actually pretty good. Also, today it's not snowing, so I can wear this in the furry thing without problems. If it would be bad weather, I could take the Insta360 out, because it is waterproof up to 10 meters. I will not dip this one in the snow like I did with the Osmo Action 3, but if I wanted, I could. Oh, all right. Try to go there or there, or to be honest, I'm just doing this to see if I can use the 360 magic to do some editing. That would look kind of good in the end, but I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I still need to install the software in my computer. Let's go there. A question for all of you who are 360 cameras vlogging users, and now you are observing all the things that I am doing wrong. Could you give any tips? How to hold the camera, where to point it, what type of shots do you think work well? I am not shooting with the, ducking again. I am not shooting with the one camera mode, I'm just using the 360. Because I plan to do basically a massive test on my own abilities of how to edit 360 video. I'm aware that this can be used just as a normal action cam if you just put the one lens only. But then if I would do that, maybe I would just take the Action too. For me, this Insta360 will be something to create content in a different way that I've never done before. That's nice. No, that's me. That's nice. It really is super pretty out here. And now we have, I was just checking that there is a small red light here on the DJI mic. There's a small red light in the Insta360, so I hope that everything's working fine. But I have probably some settings that the screen goes to sleep after a few minutes on its own, so I can't see anything. But it doesn't quite matter because I don't need to frame, right? So, like, this is really weird. I really want to try to frame. I'm just gaining appreciation for people that use these cameras because I've seen lots of really good stuff. Now, a scary thought. This is probably a longish video. I have been walking and talking for, I'm pretty sure, more than 10 minutes, even though I'm sure that I'm going to cut it shorter than this. Is the point of this to make a couple of cool shots and then the rest of the video should be just normal camera angles type of thing? Or am I going to die editing and it's going to take me 16 hours to just get this whatever long video I managed to get out of this because I'm just shooting a 360 and I don't know what I'm doing? So many questions. Once again, if I managed to solve it, that was good news. If I didn't manage, that would be bad news. And now we're gonna go to the main road. There might be humans here. Fantastic, I'm alone. There. And hopefully you enjoyed the content. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And we're gonna see you soon for some more content. So now, let's test a stabilized little planet while running because it's starting to snow again. See ya! Branches!